Time has come to upgrade my S7 Edge, Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, and I'm looking to get an either S10 Plus or one from the S20 range, S20, S20 Plus or S20 Ultra. Let's find out which is the best upgrade to get, whether an S10 Plus is good enough or whether you should take the leap for an S20 range. We're going to take a look at what they're like, the S20s, 20 Plus and Ultra, which probably might be a little bit too big, but this S20 S7 Edge has done well for 3 years. It's got a small crack at the bottom of the screen, you can just make it out there, and a small one at the top. That's courtesy of Samsung Gear. Using it in gear results in a cracked screen, hairline cracks, which makes it unusable in Samsung Gear eventually, because this part is all white. Anyway, budgie, what shall I get? S10 Plus or an S20 Plus or S20 Ultra? I think S20 might be a little too small, too narrow. So we're going to go down to the shopping centre and check them out. So S20 Ultra is 1200. S20 Plus is 1000. And the S20 standard is 900. That seems a bit cheap. Cheaper than other shops. In pre-order. S10, S20 Plus or S10 Plus. That's good price, 1000. Yeah, I might get S20 Plus. Depending on what I can get S10 Plus for. Eliza, do you like that one? Annie, which one do you like?
I like the ones down here.
What's this? Oh, that's Note. This is the best one of the lot. First hand look. Supposed to have a fast refresh rate. Taking time to load. Oh, it's video. Let's see if it takes good photos. Get up there. You can't. Alright, I'll pick you up, then press the button. Press the button. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's a good photo. Oh, you can see the screen flickering. Must not be set to 120 Hz. What's this? Oh, you can do stuff with it. You can crop it. Zoom in. Let's see how clear it is. What are you doing, Liza? Yeah, this is a bit blurry.
You drove it on me.
I'm not. Wait, let me zoom in. Without a flash. What's
Wait, can I pick
what are you doing? Spinning around.
Can I pick my phone?
It's got a lot of moves to get used to. Not a bad front-facing camera. S20 Plus. Oh, Ultra. This is the Ultra one. No, I'm not getting that. I'm getting this one. So that's the S10. Smaller than the S7 Edge. S20. Smaller than the S7 Edge, but bigger screen. S20 Plus. Ooh, that's big. Definitely, that looks good. S20 Plus. S20, £30.50 for 6 months, £61 per month, then $49 up front.
Isn't that basic?
Right, that's S20, S7. So, after viewing the phones in the shop, it's a toss-up between a S10 Plus and a S20 Plus. So which one should I get? Well, let's start with the price. An S10 Plus currently costs £650 from Amazon, so it's fallen in price, obviously, since they announced the S20s. And the S20, that's not this one, just the basic model, costs £799, or £150 more than the S10 Plus. Whilst the S20 Plus, the one shown here, costs £999. That's £350 more than 50% more than the S10 Plus. Whilst the S20 Ultra comes in at £1,200. That's £550 more, nearly double. Although Samsung are giving away some free buds. I think they're worth about £100, £110, something like that. So it's not as bad as it sounds. So that's basically a difference. If you take £100 off, then the S20 Plus is about £250 more than the S10 Plus. So which one shall I get? Is that enough of a difference for me to make the leap, or should I get an S10 Plus? Okay, let's compare them. First, let's look at the screens. Now the S10 Plus has a 6.4 inch screen, whilst the S20 Plus has a 6.7 inch screen, so a lot bigger screen. So that's a plus for the S20 Plus. Whilst the S10 Plus comes with Gorilla 5 glass, and the 20 comes with Gorilla Glass 6. So yeah, it's a tougher screen, so that's another plus. Screen resolution: S10 3040 by 1440. S20 is 3200 by 1140, so not much difference there, but it does display video in HD. If you set the screen to HD, you get 120 Hz screen, otherwise it's 60 Hz. So it's a pity it doesn't show 120 Hz across the spectrum resolutions, only in HD. And I doubt I'm going to be using the phone in HD, so that's a negative in favor of a S10, because it's not of much use. Why they're not allowing you to use 120 Hz on the full res? It's a negative. What about RAM? 8 gig here and 12 gigabytes here. So, and that should make a significant difference to performance, make it much snappier. Obviously it's got a better processor as well. So that's another positive for the S20 Plus. There's quite a few positives. Cameras now, which is what I was really getting them for. You got 3 on the back, 1, 2, 3 on the back of the 10, and 1, 2, 3, 4 on the back of the 20. And you got this little, I'm not sure what it is called, TOF something. So they've both got 12 megapixels, 12 megapixels, 12 megapixel telephoto here. Then you get a 64 megapixel telephoto here. That means you can zoom from, I think, 5 optical up to 100 digital. But I think it's going to be very blurry, anywhere near 100. Effective range is 5 to 30, which is massive, because the 10's range is only ×2. So it hasn't really got much of a telephoto for the S10, whereas this one has. That's a major advantage. Then you can actually zoom into stuff from distant. And they both got a wide angle lens, similar. And this one's got a TOF sensor or something. What about front cameras? They're both similar. This one's got 2 for some reason. Not sure why. This one's got 1 there. I suppose it takes less real estate on the screen than this, so it'll be less distracting, I suppose. And another positive. So far it's been, I think, about 6 positives and 1 negative. What about video? Video, okay. The 10, we got 4K and full HD, 60 frames per second. And in this one, we got the same 4K and 1080p, 60 frames per second. And it also shoots in 8K, but only at 24 frames per second. Now, I don't know if I'm ever gonna need. Well, usually I just shoot video in full HD because that's enough. So 4K for me is like pushing it. I rarely shoot footage in 4K. Whereas 8K, am I gonna shoot any only for like testing purposes? I doubt if I'm gonna shoot any footage in 8K. So that's basically a negative because there's no advantage in it. And also it's at 24 frames per second instead of 60. So a negative there in favor of the S10. Battery. Yes, obviously it's going to have a bigger battery, the S20. 4500 milliamp hours against 4100 milliamp hours. So it's not much. It's going to need the battery anyway for the bigger screen. And if you're going to put on 120, hertz, yeah, you're going to need the battery to power the display. And 5G, don't forget 5G. So the battery is effectively neutral to a negative. I think the battery in the S10 Plus will last you longer than the S20. And what about camera sensors? I think this one sticks out more. Yeah, look. The S20s, suppose you get used to it, but if you look, it sticks out a bit. Yeah. You're gonna have to get used to that. I suppose you could get used to it eventually. It's not that appealing. Camera layout's not that appealing. So what else? Battery. Oh yeah, obviously 4G, 5G phone. So that's a positive, but mildly positive for the S20 because it's not really out yet. 5G. It's too early. So that's the phones compared. Also, there's a there's a headphone jack missing. I know most people use Bluetooth. I use Bluetooth, but there are old, speaker systems that require a jack. So I don't know why they got rid of it. Maybe to make it more waterproof. I don't know. So which phone? Obviously there are a lot of positives for the S20 Plus over the S10. A lot. The main ones I've covered. For me, I've not touched on the storage. They're both 128 gigabyte unless you want to pay more. That's internal. You can get obviously you can put an extra card in. I think this one takes up to 500. This one up to 1 terabyte. So that's neutral. Obviously memories. That's important. That'll make it faster. Significantly faster with 12 gig RAM than 8. You should be able to notice the difference with extra memory. So they're done good to put the right amount of RAM in. Ultra I think goes up to 16. I think that's overkill. That's not going to make any difference. They probably need 10 gigs of RAM. So you got 2 extra. 16 not going to result in any performance. That's why I'm not interested in the Ultra. Plus it's too big for your pocket. And these are like pretty comparatively sized, as you can see in the video. So which one? Well, this wins obviously on specs, and I like the fact it's got a zoom camera. That means I don't need to take an extra camera around. And if you want to zoom in, you can. That is a major advantage. But the major negative is the price. S10 Plus, £650, and likely to fall once this starts shipping. Plus you could get probably a refurbished one, or what do you call them, renewed on Amazon, renewed for even less. Maybe, I don't know, I've not looked, but I think maybe at least £100 less, £550. That's nearly half the price of the S20, and they've not come out yet. So imagine once they come out, actually start shipping, what will the price of the S10 Plus be? For a brand new one, $550, that's reasonable. For a renewed one, $450, probable. That makes a huge difference. Oh dear, which one shall I get? I love the S20 sells it not on the screen, not on the resolution, the 120 hertz, none of that, because I don't think that's going to be of much use, because you're not going to set it to HD, you're going to sell it to full resolution, so you can't even use it unless they do a software update. You can't use the 120 hertz on the full res, so you get the highest resolution screen. To me, the S20 Plus is selling itself on two things. Basically, it's the telephoto camera, 30 times zoom effective. I know from where cameras work, once you start going over, you're not going to, it advertises 100. You're not going to be able to zoom into 100. It's going to be a blurry mess. But from 5 times it should be sharp, and maybe up to 25 times. Beyond that it'll deteriorate quickly. But 25 times zoom for a bloody phone is fantastic. 25 times zoom. So I can ditch all the cameras, not any cameras in my pocket, just use this. Get stuff like microphones for it, Bluetooth, and the rest. Whereas the S10, it's only got 2 times zoom. So that's the main thing that's selling in favor of this, is the zoom. And plus it'll be a snappier system with 12 gig RAM. That's minor. Plus you got the option to shoot in 8K, but I doubt if I will. What else is positive that I say? Basically that's it. Slightly the screen size doesn't make any difference to me. 6.7, 6.4, it doesn't sell it to me. It's just the camera basically. That's the only thing they sell. Obviously it'd be a faster response than the older one, because it's got a faster processor, more memory. But which one shall I get? Because look, this is, once this is shipped for about the first month, this is about half the price. And the only thing I'm going to be giving up, basically, the only thing I'm going to be, because a lot of they advertise this based on, what do you call it? It takes 15 photos and you can choose the best one. Well, that's software. You know, this could, I think on a future update, the S10 Plus will have the same software. It's just a matter of updating. Samsung releasing software update to do it. So, which one? S20, it's got a great telephoto camera, but the price is likely to be double the S10 Plus. So what I'm going to do is leave it till early April, when the dust is settled, when everybody's gone crazy, and see what deals are running on the S20 Plus. If I can get it for, say, in contract. Sometimes they do excellent deals where you're basically just paying for the handset and the contract is free. You know, like they do for Black Friday. You could basically have got an S10 Plus for about £950 plus 2-year contract with data and free minutes. So I'll look at that in early April to see what contracts will basically deliver the phone at a deep discount, maybe around, I say, at least £800. If I can get an effective price for the S20 Plus at £800 in early April, then I'll probably go for S20 Plus. Otherwise, if they're still at £1,000, like the contract price today, when I went to Meadowhall Shopping Centre, the contract price would range from, what was it, £1,400 to £1,600. That's a rip-off. And this one was £1,300, you know, and you could have got it for, like I said, £950. So we'll see what it's like in April. Standalone price, if it's come down, or contract price, if they discount it deeply within the contracts. So that's my best advice. If you're thinking of getting an S10 Plus or S20 Plus, it's best to wait till the dust settles. So I'll look again in early April. Give it a month, good month of selling, shipping the actual device. And then we'll see what the prices are like for the S10 Plus and the S20 Plus. For instance, if you can get an renewed, I don't think you get a brand new one, but I think if you can get a renewed S10 Plus for £400, you can't go wrong. Whereas if the S20 Plus effective price is £800, similarly, you can't go wrong. We'll see which is which. But they are both good phones. Obviously, the S20 Plus is better, but you're likely going to pay double for just basically one advantage, the telephoto lens. That's it. Everything else is not. It's just a gimmick, marginal, like the 120 hertz that everybody's obsessing over. Do they not realize that it only works in HD? So what's the point? You're not going to use your phone in HD. What's the point of getting a 3200 by 1140 pixel display if you set it to 1920 by 1080? Unless they do some software change. That's a gimmick, 120 hertz. Obviously, you can play games in 120 hertz at HD. Yeah, for gamers, it's probably good. I'm not a gamer. I want it for video, basically taking photos and mainly videos, which it would be good at. So that's my advice. Leave it till April when the dust is settled and see what prices they're selling for each phone. But they are both good phones. Yeah, I want an S20 Plus, but I don't want to be daft if I can pay double what it costs for S10 Plus. Especially since they're going to, next year there'll be an S21 Plus. A year after that be S22 Plus. A year after that be S23 Plus. So you don't want to be daft. You want good value for money. And the S10 Plus, let's say, for a brand new one, say at £500 or less, that would be a bargain price. Especially considering people have been paying £1,000 for it for the past year. That would be a bargain. And it could reach, it's already at £650. I'm sure it's brand new at £650 on Amazon. And renewed, it's around £100 less, £550. So you could probably get it for £400 renewed. I would be wary about getting it renewed, but Amazon gives a good warranty, 12 months. That's fine. So it should be okay. If not, you send it back. There you have it. And plus, if you get it on contract, you might even get a bigger bargain. And also with the S20 Plus, you don't know what they're going to throw in for free. Right, if you can get this for, say, £900 or £800, that's 20 plus with a watch. I prefer a watch over the buds, but either will do. Buds, yeah, £110. Even if you already got a pair, you could put them on eBay and sell them for maybe 100. Same for the watch. I think they're worth about 150. The watch, you could probably sell it for 120 if you don't want it. I'd probably prefer. I really don't matter. It's just a gimmick, sales gimmick. Just getting rid of dead stock that nobody's buying. So check back again in April and we'll see which one is good value for money.